But this next place is certainly at the other end of the steak spectrum. It's cool, it is stylish. The Bancroft in Burlington is today's special. This ain't your average steakhouse. This is the Bancroft. Located in Burlington, Mass., the Bancroft is a two-tiered steak-serving emporium where choice cuts are seared and craft cocktails are sipped in a vast space sporting multiple places to drink and dine.
The Bancroft is a very large restaurant, but it never in any one of the areas feels like you're in a very large restaurant. Each one of the rooms has a different feel to it. There's a 32-seat bar, and then there are 3 distinctive cocktail areas. One that resembles a library, one in the center that has high-top cocktail tables, and then drops down again to a living room setting with a fireplace along the wall. Upstairs is our wine storage. So our solution for wine storage was to create a mezzanine with glass enclosed climate control storage for 3,600 bottles of wine. It's a room that's comfortable, you know, a steakhouse, but not the stuffy steakhouse that one thinks of when you hear the term steakhouse.
General Manager Richard Brackett and Executive Chef Mario Capone have been working together at some of Boston's finest restaurants for decades, and they've arrived at this culinary wonderland which considers itself a steakhouse plus.
We're a steakhouse at heart, but we're a steakhouse that's chef-driven. Here we rely on Mario's talents to push the envelope a little bit, so everything's got a little bit of a twist.
So there's prime cuts of filet served on the bone, but at the Bancroft, they're plated with polenta served in a way you've never seen before.
So chef takes polenta, puts it in a sheet pan, and then hand cuts each one of them in the shape of a cow.
Then these cornmeal cows take a quick dip in the deep fryer before being finished with butter and Parmesan.
On your plate beside your steak is a little miniature cow. It's one of those dishes where you see somebody's phone come out and they instantly take a picture of the dish.
And while they do have all your typical steak sauces, Chef Mario also makes special salts in-house, like this one, flavored with red wine.
He does a red wine reduction, and you get both the salt, which you're looking for on your steak, and you also get this hint of red wine on the finish.
Serious meat eaters should always order the Tomahawk Stick.
Now this is a big steak. It's a 42-ounce steak on a long bone, so it's a bone that's barely been trimmed. It's an enormous cut of meat. It's presented tableside, and then we offer to have chef cut it in the kitchen, carve it for you, and bring it back out to make it a little bit easier for you to eat. When we bring it out on a carving board and lay it out in front of you, most people at that point say, no, we don't want to attempt that. We want to send that back and let a trained professional deal with it.
And if you're looking for something a bit smaller in size and price, try the skirt steak.
I think the skirt steak, first of all, it's a great cut. You know, it's got some guts to it. You got to cut into it, but it's got a lot of flavor. And its price point is very good because you can get it for under $30.
Of course, the Bancroft also offers classic steakhouse starters like a creamy chowder garnished with a whole clam, a jumbo lump crab cake served over a spicy remoulade drizzle and topped with a plantain crisp, and a truly eye-popping seafood tower.
And when it goes through the dining room, people look at it.
It says special, it says we're celebrating, and it says we're here to have a good time.
Local oysters, local clams, lobster, Maine crab meat. It's a staple for a steakhouse. It's a fun thing to share.
Entrees run the gamut from a slow-simmered risotto topped with grilled lobster tails to a caraboto pork chop cooked perfectly pink and smothered in a cherry wine reduction.
It's a big pork chop, yes indeed. It's grilled and then slow roasted in the oven. And slow roasting is what really makes this dish because the meat remains moist and tender. And then served with a pan sauce that's pork stock, fresh cherries, and a little cherry jus. So you get a little sweetness from the pan sauce, a little bit of salt from the seasoning on the pork itself, and both of those things go really, really well together.
The half chicken is a popular choice as well, especially because it's served alongside Chef Mario's carrot flan.
Chef takes fresh carrots and cream and butter and grinds them and makes a traditional flan, something that you would have for dessert, but makes a great little accompaniment for the chicken.
And if you do want dessert, you can choose from the sinfully rich blackout chocolate cake or a sundae that differs month to month.
The changing on a monthly basis is something where we'll get a run towards the end of the month because people know that it's going to be coming off the menu. So let's go in and get a sundae before it goes away.
While this may seem like a fancy place to go for a night out, the Bancroft somehow walks the fine line between casual and upscale.
It's a beautiful restaurant, it's a beautiful environment, but it doesn't mean that you have to get dressed up and you have to be coming out to celebrate something to come here. We want you to come in, and if you want to have it all, you can absolutely do that. If you want to just sneak out and get a quick beer and a burger at the bar, you can do that as well.